This is News 4 San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
It's what we do. Good morning, Nonstop News starts right now. We are the only TV station, by the way, in town commercial free until the top of the hour.
We have you covered this morning. Jeannette has just showed us what's going on right now with the weather, which I like.
Yeah, it's a bit of a disagreement here on the desk. How about these 90s into October? But everyone agrees roads have been pretty good now that we got into the 6 a.m. hour. Yeah, Joy?
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that we are appreciating this situation. Didn't start off that way, had a lot of delays on the north side because of construction closures, but since all of that is cleared out, we've really had a quiet morning moving forward. We do, of course, have a couple of those usual spots where things just get a little bit slower, but no major lane closures from overnight or any accidents that we're tracking right now either. Of course, photojournalist David Mendoza is always the first to hear of something, so let's check in with him before I get too ahead of myself. He's live right now in Road Cam. Good morning, David.
Hello, Joy. So right now I'm on 10 westbound and Vance Jackson. Things continue to hold even though it's 6:40. Looking really good out here. No major accidents, no major delays. It is getting busier though, but again, nothing really happening too bad on our roadways. We're looking good. Touch base one more time before I end the show. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks. Is that the moon up in the corner up to your left? That's bright.
That is, yes.
Wow, amazing. All right, thanks, David. We'll check in again.
6:42, developing from overnight. A man accused of filming students at Holy Cross High School has now been arrested.
News 4 San Antonio's Tawny Davis joins us live right now with details on what charges that man is now facing. Good morning, Tawny.
Good morning. So 34-year-old Armando Flores has been charged with invasive visual recording following an investigation where police say that he was recording students at Holy Cross High School. So investigators say this all began when a student came forward saying Flores said to stop moving a camera he had in his office. That student went to another coach, a female coach, to let them know about the camera, and she went into the office and found it disguised as a clock. After searching the camera, she found an SD card with images of herself undressed along with photos of students in the office. The coach immediately went to the administration and an investigation began. After police believed they had enough evidence, Flores was arrested and taken into custody.
So right now we have one confirmed victim, which was the coach, but we had multiple students coming in and out of the class or inside of the room, and it was known to be motion censored, so there's a lot of footage for them to investigate.
SAPD are asking if you believe your child was being recorded while in Flores' office. You are asked to call their human exploitation unit at 210-207-2370. Reporting live, I'm Tawny Davis. Back to you.
All right, Tawny, thanks. About 15 minutes now before 7 a.m. this morning, police are still working to get more details about a fight at a Whataburger on the north side that happened last weekend. You probably have seen video of this. It's gone viral, but here it is, at least a portion of it. Yeah, some nasty stuff going on there. That was early Sunday morning at the restaurant off Blanco and West Bitters. Police say that two groups of people got into a fight because of all things an order mix-up. There were about 7 people that were charged in all of this, ages 23 up to 57 years old.
Police need your help finding a missing woman with a diagnosed medical condition. 29-year-old Jennifer Garola Reyes was last seen on West Military Drive on the west side last week. She's 5 feet 2 inches tall and has tattoos on her chest, right hand, and left arm. If you have any information, please contact the police.
In the Allen at the Live Desk, brand new video coming in this morning showing Israeli forces intercepting Gaza-bound aid ships. Video from the Freedom Flotilla Coalition appears to show Israeli forces intercepting the Gaza Sunbird, one of several ships trying to deliver aid to Gaza. In the video, several armed individuals can be seen boarding the Gaza Sunbird as the crew sits in the rear, and a member of the Israeli force is seen hitting the camera that's showing that live stream with a rifle. That video there. Last week, nearly 450 activists from a previous flotilla, including climate activist Greta Thunberg, were intercepted. That's the latest from the Live Desk.
Developing now, National Guard troops from Texas are assembling at an Army Reserve Center at the outskirts of Chicago. The Trump administration is mobilizing 400 troops from Texas and 300 from Illinois. The president insists The nation's third largest city needs military intervention to crack down on crime and protect federal immigration agents. The city's mayor pushing back on Governor Abbott for sending Texas troops.
The governor of Texas should be worrying about Texas. Why he all up in my business? Focus on Texas.
They probably had 50 murders in Chicago over the last 5, 6, 7 months. Many people were shot. And then the governor gets up and he says, well, we can handle it. They can't handle it. They don't know what they're doing.
A federal judge is set to hear arguments on Friday from Illinois officials who are challenging the National Guard deployment.
Donald Trump is using our service members as political props and as pawns in his illegal effort to militarize our nation's cities.
The Department of Homeland Security is now accusing Chicago police leaders of allegedly ordering its officers to not help Border Patrol agents clashing with demonstrators. President Trump floated the idea of using the Insurrection Act to deploy the U.S. military to Chicago.
New information about a story that we told you first this past summer about a lawsuit against Central Catholic alleging the school allowed bullying, assault, and hazing. News 4 has learned the school filed motions to throw out the lawsuits, calling them, quote, frivolous. Central Catholic saying its leadership acted immediately once they were aware of accusations of alleged misconduct.
Gonzales ISD is taking legal action to keep a boy who admitted to killing a man out of their classrooms. In 2022, 32-year-old Brandon Raspberry was found shot to death in his trailer at an RV park in Gonzales County. Investigators say last year, a 10-year-old boy confessed to the murder after threatening to kill a classmate on a school bus. That child, who was 7 years old at the time of the shooting, was never charged with the murder. Texas law does not allow anyone under the age of 10 to be criminally charged. Now, the district says the boy's presence is a danger to other students and raises concerns about him allegedly killing a litter of puppies and sexual abuse. Right now, Gonzales ISD is asking for a temporary restraining order that prohibits the boy, who is now 11, from accessing all district campuses and events, as well as court approval to place him in a residential treatment center. Both Gonzales ISD and the boy's legal guardian refuse to comment, so it's unclear where exactly the 11-year-old is in school.
6:48 now on this Wednesday. Robert Robertson will be executed next Thursday for killing his 2-year-old daughter, Kiki, back in 2002. His lawyers say that new information in a Dateline podcast shows inherent bias on the part of the judge who was in charge of the trial. The attorneys say that in an interview with Nikki's grandfather, Larry Bowman, he revealed that Anderson County Judge Bascom Bentley is the person who gave them permission to remove Nikki from life support, which is against Texas law. The Bowmans did not hide the legal right to do that, but the lawyers say that Judge Bentley lied to the hospital and said they did. Robertson was found guilty of shaking his young daughter to death. His supporters say the conviction is based on what is now outdated scientific theories. Next Thursday by lethal injection.
It was a police shooting that stunned San Antonio, sparking a debate over excessive force and mental health. This week, the trial begins for 3 San Antonio police officers in the shooting death of Melissa Perez in 2023. Body cam footage captured the terrifying moments officers responded to the 46-year-old woman's apartment, while investigators say she was suffering a schizophrenic episode. The officers were fired. 2 of them were charged with murder, another with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. They claim Perez tried to attack them with a hammer.
I just want some sort of accountability to be taken by the officers and by San Antonio police.
This case will set a precedent for shootings that happen in the future, and I just think we need to get it right.
How a recent federal court ruling that cleared the officers could impact the criminal trial. The News 4 I team investigates tonight at 10.
Dolly Parton's sister is asking for prayers for the country music icon. In a post on Facebook, Frida Parton said that she had been up all night praying for Dolly, who's not been feeling her best, and asked for fans to be her prayer warriors. Now, there's an update to this. She has then since posted and gone on BBC and said that she didn't mean to scare anyone or make it sound, quote, serious about all of this, that simply Dolly had been under the weather. The 79-year-old singer recently postponed her Las Vegas residency, citing health challenges.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette.
So that's good to know. And just a kind of an extension of that, she says she's been under the weather. I simply asked because I so strongly believe in the power of prayer. It was nothing more than a little sister asking for prayers for a big sister. So you heard that yesterday, and it was like everybody freaked.
Yeah.
And so this is obviously a bit of a clarification.
And I believe her husband, Dolly's husband, passed away earlier this year. So on social media, there were a lot of comments like, oh, she's probably missing her husband.
Yeah.
She's probably not doing well because of that. But yeah, well wishes to Dolly.
For sure.
All right, weather-wise here, we're going to see a change in air masses coming our way. And by that, I mean, it's been pretty warm and muggy this week. The rest of the week, while it stays warm, at least the humidity levels will be coming down. There is a weak front that is currently just to our north. That'll move off towards the south, arriving here this afternoon, and that's going to bring in the lower humidity. And with that drier air, we're going to have those coolish mornings coming back. Tomorrow morning, you may notice a subtle change, but a bigger change coming Friday morning and this weekend. That's when low temperatures will be dropping into the 60s. Now, the afternoons, they stay hot, but at least it's more of a dry heat. There has been an increase in low-level moisture this week, hence why it's been so soupy, but we're also seeing an influx of moisture aloft in the upper levels. That's coming from the Pacific. So the air is pretty saturated at all columns. A few sprinkles just because the air is saturated. The rest of the day, we are going to see some breaks of sun. High temperatures will be climbing into the low 90s. Plus, I do have a 10% rain chance on and off throughout the day. There could be an isolated shower, and that's for the hill country, the central zone. 20% rain chance in the eastern zone, but better chance of rain in our western zone. The front is across central Texas, and it extends all the way towards the northeast. It is a lot more active across the northeastern U.S., better dynamics there for some widespread heavy rain. This afternoon, here you go, you'll start to see those spotty showers. Again, better chance out west, and that will be the case from about noontime until 6 o'clock this evening. Once the drier air arrives later on this evening into the day tomorrow, the chance for rain pretty much goes away. This is how much rain we could see across the area out west. Some spots there could pick up an inch, or I should say a tenth of an inch to possibly just over a quarter of an inch. Not much, if any, for San Antonio. In the tropics, that is Tropical Storm Jerry. That's going to stay away from the U.S. Closer to the Gulf, we'll be watching this. It's a broad area of low pressure moving across the Bay of Campeche. It looks like that's headed towards the east coast of Mexico. Very low chance of development with that, and we may not see any impacts from that. But if that changes, we'll let you know. It looks like it will be pretty cloudy until about 7, 8 o'clock this morning. Then breaks of sun, 10% rain chance throughout the day. We'll get up to about 91 degrees here, 30% rain chance in the western zone, 91, 94 with a 20% rain chance in the eastern zone. As that drier air moves in, we're going to have plenty of sunshine. High temperatures, as I showed you earlier, in the upper 80s near 90. Here's the extended forecast for the other 3 zones. If you missed this here, you can always get it online. Just head to news4sa8.com, click on the weather tab. One more quick peek at the extended forecast for the eastern zone. There you go.
Starting to see that congestion pick up again here on the northeast side of San Antonio. We've got one lane blocked here westbound on 1604 between Bulverde and Redland, and then eastbound at Judson. So looking into that situation, but it is causing a delay. Also on the west side, we have some reports of an accident here on Ray Ellison Boulevard near Loop 410. Not on 410 itself. So 410 is open and clear, but on Ray Ellison right there as you're approaching 410. Rest of San Antonio, here's what it looks like. We do have photojournalist David Mendoza live right now from RoadCam, so I want to get an update from him before we go. Good morning, David.
Good morning. Well, Joy said it all. Everything's looking pretty good. Very tame traffic this morning. Right now I'm on 410 South, headed to Ray Ellison, going to check out this accident. We'll make sure to keep you updated on air and online. Have a great day. Drive safe. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks. Have a wonderful day. That's the latest.
In the Allen at the Light Desk, former Dallas Cowboys player Herschel Walker will serve as U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas. The Senate confirming that. He became the first ambassador to the Bahamas in nearly 15 years. The role has been vacant since 2011. It was held by Nicole Avant, who was nominated by former President Barack Obama. Last year, Donald Trump appointed the football player. That is the latest from the Live Desk.
Ran up to my car and I said, "Bring me to your mommy," and he ran back here.
He come up to your car?
Good boy.
Sweetheart.
Good boy.
A hero dog is to thank for saving an elderly woman in Florida. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office released this video of the incident last month. It all began after the woman's husband called police after she didn't return home from her walk with her dog. That's when the dog found the deputy and led her to the woman. She says she's very proud of his hero instincts.
So there's a detail in that is the best part of that story, and is that's not even the woman's dog.
Right.
That's her child's dog. She's the dog's grandmother.
Right, and the dog's name is Eeyore.
Yeah.
That's the best name
That's
ever.
the best part. Anyway, yeah, so Eeyore saved grandma there. Crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we have great weather to walk any dog, or to even just have some fried chicken today. Why were we talking about fried chicken today?
I don't remember.
Anyway, have some fried chicken with some rice and gravy.